My name is Robert Ridinger. I'm a subject librarian at Northern Illinois University. And the book that I chose to read from is Alexander Solzhenitsyn's One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich. This is one of the books that brought Solzhenitsyn's work to the attention of the West and took people who would never have dreamed of the realities of a Soviet labor camp inside the souls and the minds of the men who were incarcerated there. What I'm going to read is a section of the introduction to this, because I think it conveys the atmosphere of the story almost as well as Alexander Isaevich could have. In his 1962 foreword to One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich, Alexander Twardowski, Novy Mir's editors and the first champion of the novel, wrote, quote, "The reader can visualize for himself many of the people depicted here in the tragic role of camp inmates in other situations, at the front or at post-war construction sites. They are the same people who, by the will of circumstance, have been put to severe physical and moral tests under special and extreme conditions. Many, of course, did not survive the war, the camps, the reconstruction. Others live on, riding subways, sweeping snow, guarding paintings, crossing themselves, walking their grandchildren to school, extending a cupped hand to passers-by. The traumas as well as the joys of the not-so-distant past are etched in the faces of the oldest Russian generation, revealed in their defenses and defenselessness. Victims and survivors of one regime, they meet new tests and extreme conditions in a country that has changed too quickly in some ways and not enough in others. One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich tells us why some young Russians, scarred by association rather than personal experience, dread old age. More importantly, the novel shows us what tyranny and fleetingly captured moments of freedom breed. For better and for worse. Stoicism, resilience, pride, and a toughness that should no longer be required. In one eerie flight of fancy near the end of the novel, Solzhenitsyn portrays the camp as a regular town. If someday those roads become streets lined with buildings, the future civic center would surely be where the guardhouse and the frisking area are now, and where work parties now pressed in from all sides, parades would converge on public holidays. Neon lights have replaced searchlights in Russia. American companies have moved into military academies, and churches are places of worship again. God breaks up the old moon to make stars, Ivan Denisovich explains to Captain Gunyovsky. Stars fall every now and then. The holes have to be filled up. The old moon makes way for the new, but there is still something to be gained from watching the stars.